Well, look who walked in.
Hey,
buddy.
How are you?
Hey, it is actually
I know.
the T-man and Tcarp.
Exactly. I was about to say.
I've been single winging this thing for a while.
You have been. We might have to change the channel to T-man and Tcarp maybe.
Well, we got a big show today. Guess what, guys? It's off the tailgate. It's Oklahoma week.
Oklahoma.
Woo. You know, Oklahoma leads us with 3-1 record. Last time Tennessee beat Oklahoma was a bowl game back in 1939, and Tennessee won 17-0. Heupel, he'll return to Oklahoma, go back home. You know, I guess the title is be Oklahoma, here I come, right back where I started from.
Or you could even do that new song, Ain't No Love in
Ain't
Oklahoma.
No Ain't No Love
in Oklahoma for Heupel at least. Ooh, boy.
Well, Heupel, he led them to a BCS national championship as a quarterback in 2000.
Woo.
He won All-American. He was AP Player of the Year. He won the Walter Camp Award winner. He was a Walter Camp Award winner.
There you go.
He was runner-up to the 2000 Heisman.
Sounds like somebody I know that played quarterback.
Sure does, don't it? In 2005, he returned to Oklahoma as the quarterback's coach.
Okay.
He coached Heisman Trophy winner Sam Bradford. In 2015, he was let go, and he was their offensive coordinator for about 5 years, and then he was let go.
Yeah. Bob Stoops let him go, didn't he?
Yeah, his brother, which was terrible on defense, they kept his brother and got rid of someone that was putting like 30-something points a game up. No love lost.
No, I think there is no love lost on that.
Tennessee has beat Kent State this last week, 71-0.
Buddy, I think.
And that's hard to do against Air.
That's hard to. That's the thing. It's hard to do against the Air.
I mean,
it's beat someone like that.
In times past, we have false started. We've had a penalty flag throw. We've done something. We've had a route run along, but to do that against I don't care who you got out there. The representative was out there. They didn't throw a flag. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
After watching, and I hate to bring up PTSD for a lot of us Vol fans, after sitting there watching that Georgia State team beat Tennessee, I don't care if you beat someone 100-0. And that's the thing. He could have beat them 100-0.
Absolutely.
And they called off the dogs. I mean, he took Nico was out second quarter.
Right. Well, number 15 Oklahoma, they beat Tulane in a dogfight 34-19.
Yeah, that score. It doesn't tell you how close that game was. It was a dogfight late into the fourth quarter.
So this matchup is number 15 Oklahoma 3-0 against number 6. Now I had 7 wrote down in this when I started to put this out. Number 6 Tennessee at 3-0. Well, what we look at here, Oklahoma makes its debut in the SEC.
Oh boy.
Nico makes his debut in the SEC game. He's never played his first game. It's a true road game, and against top 15 teams, and it ought to be a barn burner.
It will be either way.
You know, so let's get into this show. We got a big one set up. Let's get into the show. You know, we got a lot of fan reactions, and I'll let you start there on your paper there if people called in. And I really appreciate this fans giving me input.
Absolutely,
it makes a difference.
Mr. Kevin Hutcherson, we asked him what's the plan for success this week,
right.
And Kevin says, me personally, it's going to be the same each week. Control the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense. And by gosh, the past 3 games, this offensive and defensive line has just been amazing. Now, you could say they haven't played nobody. Okay, that's fine. They were absolute meaner and striped snakes against NC State. Just absolutely mean against NC State. And just ran all over them and pushed them. And we had that 12 personnel and just dogfight. And then, again, against, I know we're playing Kent State. We had our backup offensive line in there. And the thing is if we ran the football, which I know Heupel kind of he wanted to get away from running the football and throw it a little bit, but running the football against Kent State, it was a touchdown just about every time they ran the football.
Let's go back to North Carolina State.
Yeah.
What did we do there?
Run the football.
And what did our defense do?
They stopped the run. And here's the thing, Grayson McCall is no bum. That cat has thrown for 10,000 yards in Conference USA or whatnot for Coastal Carolina. That cat can throw the football. He had no clue what to do against us that game.
Well, they can talk with all they want to talk, but we didn't beat no slouch in Chattanooga.
UTC is not a bad
they will win their conference and probably get a bowl.
There you go. So offensive line's doing good. Defensive line, this rotation, fella. The problem is people look at the stats and they see that James Pierce hasn't got a sack and Elijah Simmons only has like a tackle or whatnot. I've been seeing it on Twitter. And here's the thing with that, buddy, is we've got people coming everywhere. We got mean people on that defensive line, and we've got 2 platoons worth of it. You just rotate them out.
They got an edge. They play with an edge.
They do. They do. Have you seen a defensive line this nasty in I know not 10 years, in 20 years?
I think it looks like 98s.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
And that defense is why we won in 98.
Yeah.
Defense wins games.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, defense, I think, my opinion on this is that no offensive touchdown has been scored on that defense.
Yeah.
I think they're going to take that personally.
Maybe.
If somebody scores on them, it's going to be a trick play or a breakdown.
There you go. Who you got next?
I got Steph Stokes. Steph Stokes.
I love Steph.
Oh, I love Steph. He's the one to give me the name Turkey Man. He wants to see better O-line protection in the passing plays. That's going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very important that we have protection and no breakdowns there in the passing plays and give them an opportunity to them break open for a pass. Our quarterback, I heard Josh say that our quarterback has not made a bad pass all year.
Even with that interception, he said that.
Exactly. He said the pass was where it's supposed to be.
And the receiver stopped running.
Right.
So
finish tackles behind the line on mobile quarterbacks. We have got to wrap up and get sacks when we can get them. Too many times we're going past them and they're duking us out and getting out of contain. We got to keep them contained.
Keep them contained, right?
And I agree with Steph, and he said we need to get touchdowns in the red zone.
Yes, that we get touchdowns in the red zone. I think you've really got to put in like that 12-man personnel, them 2 tight ends, and smash it up in there.
Exactly.
And with this game, there's a few games on your schedule that you let the bullets fly. We're not saving it for next week. We're not looking to the future. This is one of those games you got to win.
That's right.
And whether that be Nico runs it on the goal line, whatever needs to happen, you get that ball across that goal line by whatever means necessary this game.
Well, we want respect, but you have to play to earn that respect, and then you have to play to keep that respect.
Yep, absolutely. So next one I've got Brent, which is Christina Tipton on Twitter. He says naysayers are saying opponent was weak. Hard to do what we did against Air, and I absolutely agree with them.
Dead on.
Very impressive from all 3 phases. We didn't need to open up the playbook. Absolutely, I agree with them. Heck, we were just running traps and ISOs and stuff like that. He thinks Coach Josh Heupel is very confident in this team, and he should be. But in particular, Nico. I think Nico is the best quarterback we've seen at Tennessee, bar Peyton Manning. There's no question about it. He just is. He's polished. he's that you pay him $2 million a year for a reason, and that's why he's very, very, very good. The underclassmen played extremely well. We're really happy for Bishop. Bishop's from down here from Knoxville, from Carms. He's a walk-on, by the way. They asked him to walk on, and buddy, he looks like an SEC back, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a solid. I don't know if he's going to ever be a starter, but it's definitely a solid backup, and I think that's great for him. I'm very good to have him. Happy to have him here. Our tight ends are elite, and that is the daggum truth. We've got a tight end room that's deep and good, and you're about to see some tight ends running wide, just running naked, wide open down the field, making touchdowns.
Note on that.
Yeah.
When the 2 tight end set comes, they had better be prepared for the run or the pass.
I'm telling you, those tight ends will block. I bet you them tight ends will block you and then run, catch a touchdown.
That was why that scouting report. That's why that the 2 tight ends was played and passed that game.
Yep.
Is to let you know.
Here it comes, boys.
So you can't take a run out, and then if you don't, you already got them backpedaling.
Yep.
And guess what happens?
Absolutely.
We're gonna run on them.
Exactly. The underclassmen play, like I said, play extremely well. Linebackers are good, and the cornerbacks are even laying the wood. Boy, that Keenan Peely, that middle linebacker, buddy, you color me shocked at how
it shook my couch,
buddy.
It did. It shook my
goodness. I'm telling. When he just plays with his hair on fire, and boy, that long hair just a flapping in the wind, doesn't it?
He reminds me of him. You know what I'm saying? You go yes. Try to. I mean, I think it's about as good as you can get. When you talk about like Eric Berry, you say, "Well, who's Eric Berry reminds me of Eric Berry."
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he reminds me of him.
Yeah, like he is him. It's just
exactly it.
I like it. Our cornerbacks are playing really good too. Like this, again, we're talking about 3 games, but through these 3 games, they have. How can you ask? I mean, you can pick out little itty bitty things, but how can you ask them to play much better?
How many times have we played a second tier, third tier? Give somebody $1.5 million and they come in and
make fools of us.
And we've had to prop up our quarterback because he looks so bad, plumb into the 3rd or 4th quarter, instead of getting experience.
I heard that. Boo Carter needs more punt returns. Agree. Mike Matthews is a stud. He's your 5-star freshman. We saw a little bit of burst of him in the orange and white game, and when I saw him catch that pass, I'm like, oh buddy. And my goodness, Mike Matthews. He's going to be a stud. I'm just telling you. He's learning the system. He's going to be a stud.
At you end up what is that money at work? Image likeness.
Name, image, likeness.
Yeah. What do you call it?
NIL.
That's your NIL money at work.
That is. There
you go.
That's your NIL money at work there.
That's buddy. Exactly right.
Also, he says, I truly believe we're the only team that can beat us. If we play our best, we are unstoppable. And I actually agree with them. If Tennessee plays like they can play, they can score 50 on anybody. I genuinely believe that. If they make mistakes, do things like that, then they can lose to anybody. Exactly. And I like that being in our hands. Like exactly. The season's in our hands. And then he was talking about how the chances are going up for Tennessee. Like the analytics, everybody's noticing our chances to win the Alabama game, or excuse me, the Georgia game, up from the low 20s to the 42%, right. And Bama's a toss-up.
But that's at Georgia.
Yeah, that's at Georgia. So ESPN Analytics, all them number crunchers are saying this Tennessee team might be it. So that's from that's from Brent on Twitter.
Right. Well, I got one from Chip Payne. He is a brother from a different mother. In fact, planning on when he comes in Florida week, trying to get down and sit down and eat bread with him. I really enjoy the chats we've had on Twitter and DM one another. So I'm looking forward to meeting Chip. He comes right after. I feel like me and him drunk out the same creek.
I understand.
He asked you and I a question.
Okay.
He says he's asking if Tennessee beats Oklahoma, can we see that the Vols finish 10-2 or 11-1? Is the Oklahoma game a deciding factor, or how the Vols finish in the regular season?
The Oklahoma game for me is if the Vols are an 8-4 or a 10-2 team. Period. End of sentence. If they win this game, I believe they're a legit 10-2, 11-1 playoff team. If they lose this game, they're 8-4. They just ain't ready. Just being real with you.
Yeah, I think that now I'm going to bring my orange. I wish I had them stick them on orange-colored glasses.
Okay.
Because why I'm excited about this team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like Nico. I think everything good about Nico. I think he's the straw that stirs.
He's strong, yeah, absolutely.
I think he does. I ain't taking nothing away from him. In fact, there's enough out there for me to not say nothing that he's going to get plenty.
Absolutely.
My hat is hanging on our defense.
Really?
Where you win championships with defense.
Absolutely.
And I know going into this game that Oklahoma's offense has got their hands full.
They do.
They have already give up 9 sacks.
Woo.
And if I'm sitting over there not having a sack, and I'm a foreman, and I'm saying turn me loose.
Turn me loose.
You know that little buggy they come running out there, that little horse and wagon, and it turns over. We're gonna turn it over.
They're gonna turn over that wagon.
I believe that we're gonna see something we've hoped to see, we've looked to see, and I believe we're gonna see it. Chip, mark this down. We're gonna beat them. And I believe they're going to hang 50 on them.
50 on them. 50 burger.
And it goes with the defense. The defense is going to put the offense in a situation that they going to score points.
Oh,
now, I'm like Seth. It's important that when we in that position, we get touchdowns, not field goals.
I agree.
So that's going to be the difference, how many points scored. But the defense is going to put us in position to win this game. And I really do think
I got me chill bumps.
a defense.
So I think historically with Josh Heupel, he's always been able to score points. 40 to 50 points is pretty average for his offenses. And the problem has always been is him being able to have a defense that can keep up and hold people to under 30 points. That's been the problem. Buddy, I don't know if this defense can hold people to 14. And 20 points. I genuinely think.
I'm going to say something right here. You know how our baseball team plays for their coach? This team plays for their coach.
Absolutely they do.
That's different.
We
have not had somebody that went to bat for their coach. We haven't seen that. Even the basketball team, they like Barnes.
Yeah, Barnes, yeah.
They like him, but they don't love him. They ain't out there. For him.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But they are high. They know what this game means.
They know what's. Yeah, I think so.
And a defense.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if unless we start getting flags right and left, and I've seen that happen. And you can throw a holding. You can throw a flag for holding on any play. You can. What's your next?
All right, so the next one I've got is Mr. Todd Loveday. So Todd says, not sure about the offensive output in this game. So Todd's probably thinking we're not going to score 50. But, he's not, I kind of understand that. I don't know how our offense is going to go because Oklahoma's defense is supposed to be decent. Again, we'll see. But he's not worried about Oklahoma. And I agree with him. I haven't seen anything in the past 3 games that makes me shake in my boots about Oklahoma. To be honest with you, I have a really hard time figuring out how they're going to win this game. Can they stop Tennessee from scoring 30 points? And then here's the thing. I don't know if they can score over 30 points.
I think our defense.
Just being real with you.
That not giving up. Now, not only is it 3 this year, they did the same thing last year in the bowl game. So it's been 4 games. They haven't given up a touchdown.
There you go. So he thinks it's going to be at least a 2-score win. I absolutely agree with him. Will defense give up a touchdown? I don't know. I think Tennessee. I think the defense will give up a touchdown. I genuinely think that. So don't be surprised or down in the dumps when they do. But I do not think this defense will let Oklahoma, who is anemic on offense right now, I don't think they will score 30 points. And I think Tennessee's offense at the very low end will score 30 points. And there's your game.
I don't think that we'll give up a defensive touchdown.
You don't? Okay.
Unless the offense or special teams
Kind of puts them in a bad
puts
situation.
them in a bad
Okay.
situation, with them already in the red zone.
That makes sense. So you're saying, so how's this? We'll kind of put a caveat to it. The defense doesn't let a long drive happen.
No.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't think so.
All right. Who you got next?
I got Big Orange Mac.
Big Orange
Don't you
Mac.
like? I love him. He says the crowd's going to be crazy. Yeah. The first SEC game, and they want to prove they belong. We need to jump on them early and don't let up.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first real test, and we're going against a defensive-minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to want to throw the kitchen sink at us.
Absolutely. He's going to be blitzing.
He's going to throw, in fact, he says he's going to throw the kitchen sink at the young buck.
Absolutely. He will.
What can you disagree of that?
I don't know if I can disagree much at all. I mean, I think their coach is going to. I mean, I think he's going to be coaching a little bit for his life too.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's. I don't know. I think Oklahoma's going to have to do something. They're going to blitz and they're going to figure something out and they're going to throw weird looks and all that. So Nico's got to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And Josh has got to prepare him for it. But if we get that rolling of just kind of starting it, and Nico, counts how many's in the box, count how many's outside, and follows the rules in his reads, he'll be just fine.
We might have 102 or so fans in the stands, but they know football.
I mean, that's right. That's
You can take these that's been given. They know football. They ain't just a fan just to be a fan. They know football.
And I think that's the great thing about us Tennessee fans is we've been through the muck. You watch. You ever see that movie Shawshank Redemption?
Right.
It's like we're like Andy, crawling through the muck, crawling through the poo, and by gosh, we're out on the other side, and we're like, hey, now this is what the rain feels like.
Right, it does. And I remember how it was because my dad and I in the '90s. I mean it was good. Yeah. It was good, and I'm glad the younger generation is actually getting to see this.
Absolutely, same.
They're getting to see what a Heath Schuler was like.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Peyton.
Yep.
T. Martin. All them quarterbacks during that period of time that were really good at what they did. They good at playing ball.
Yep.
They're good at it.
Now they get to say, well, I remember how good Hendon Hooker was and how he's playing ball in the NFL. I remember how good, Alvin Kamara was. I remember how good Jalen Wright was, or I remember how good Dylan Sampson was. I'm telling you, it's right now, boys. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, because it doesn't come around very often.
No, it doesn't.
So I've got, my last one I've got is VFL Swag, Andy, on Twitter. So Andy says, Nico's accuracy and the wide receivers playing with great intensity. He says, like they're playing with their hair on fire. And I love it. And he's absolutely right. He thinks that's going to be a real big key to it. So the wide receivers just got to play hard. And also that all the running backs understand the system, that they play good. And we can't just rely on Dylan Sampson. We've got to rely on Cam Seldon, who should be back for the game, Bishop and Lewis, and we've got to have that three-headed monster at running back that just goes, just boom, 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 and they just got to run hard and be patient, and I think that's absolutely true. I think that was well said by Andy.
Well, Andy in with players more than a lot of people realize.
Oh yeah.
Andy, there's more to Andy than a lot of people know. Andy is a fan.
Andy's a good fan.
And he loves his ball.
You cannot question that.
And he gives his all.
He does. Yes.
So I'm just telling you, I love Andy, and Andy, you keep being you, Andy. Do you?
As the
Scott,
kids say, you do you.
you do you. You do you, man. Maybe you can do me one of them that I can put on there.
I don't know about that. You just keep going. Read the paper.
Okay. Scott in North Carolina. Boy, I love Scott. He said we need our O-line to be dominant at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a lot of line of scrimmage. It's just a reoccurring theme here.
We need to establish run and look downfield and take advantage of the opportunities.
If it's there, let her fly, buddy.
And we need to apply pressure on the quarterback.
I think Banks. I think that's what Banks does. That's his MO.
And this guy is a running quarterback. We need to keep him contained.
Keep him contained.
Because that will be, if there's any busted plays, long plays, that will be where. So we've got to have a spy on that quarterback.
And I think that spy's got to smack him. Either Keenan or whoever's playing it. Even if it's Will Brooks, they got to smack him hard, and make him feel it, make him think about running it again. Because here's the thing. It's easy to throw the ball around, when you're not getting hit. But it's a lot harder to make an accurate pass after you got your teeth rattled a little bit.
Right, exactly.
Because you ain't got a second to sit down, get some water. It's like, hey, we got to get going back again. So I rattled that teeth once or twice. You know what I'm saying?
No turnovers.
Yes, no turnovers.
And we've got this. If we don't have no turnovers, we've got it. I'm telling you.
No, you're good.
Yeah. I ain't ready yet. I want to tell you guys, it was so good to have my whole team back.
I appreciate that.
I mean, it's hard to run one dimension.
You've been doing it.
But it's good to have you back, and this has been fun. And let's close. I've got scripture here, Proverbs 16th chapter, 9th verse. A man's heart devises his ways, but the Lord directs his steps.
Amen. Amen.
Well, that's it. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, guys.
Tcarp T-man. We're out of here.